أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
The companions were sitting, talking amongst themselves, and the Prophet came and sat with them, alayhi salatu wassalam, in the masjid. And this was after the farewell Hajj. They had returned to Medina. And so he has only about 81 days left in his blessed life. This is the last part of his life. When suddenly a stranger entered into the masjid, dressed all in white, black hair, spotlessly clean, no dust upon him, yet no one could recognize who he was, and he was not a traveler. So what happened? He dropped out of the sky? This is mystery. This is suspense. This is drama that will continue to remain with us until the end of the world. Who is this man? And he came and sat directly in front of the Prophet to remain with us until the end of the world. Who is this man? And he came and sat directly in front of the Prophet ﷺ and asked 5 questions, as though he's a schoolmaster. And the Prophet replies, and every time he would reply, this man would say, your answer is correct. He's schoolmaster. But this is the messenger of Allah. And after asking the question, he got up and he left as suddenly and as strangely as he had come. And then the Prophet asked, do you know who he was? So we said, Allah and his messenger. You know best, we don't. He said this was Jibreel alayhi salam. The first time, the only time, the last time in history that the angel Jibreel alayhi salam appeared in front of everybody. And everybody could see him as a human being. It never happened before. And it will not happen again. The only time. Well, this is history. If you forget this, you pay a price for it. This is history. Question 1 was, what is Islam? Question 2 was, what is Iman? And then came question 3. What is Al-IHSAN? I wish that they had not invented the word Sufism. Really. There was no need for it. I wish that the term Tasawwuf had never been invented. My life would have been easier. Easier. Whoever did it, whatever be the reason why he did it, did something which was wrong, should not have been done. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has himself given us the word. And the Quran tells us, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا, those who strive and struggle make jihad in us, to reach us. لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, we will guide them to the paths which lead to us. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ, and Allah is ever with those who struggle for Al-IHSAN. Al-IHSAN. And the Prophet is asked, what is Al-IHSAN? So it is there in the Hadith, and it is there in the Quran. Al-IHSAN is Tasawwuf. There is no difference between the two. Why then did we need the term Tasawwuf? So that people could accuse us of bid'ah and haram? Huh? I agree with Dr. Israr Ahmad of Pakistan, the Amir of Tanzim Islami. who has argued that we should use the terminology which is given by Allah and His Messenger, Al-IHSAN, and do not use any other terminology. I agree with him. The Prophet replied, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and he said of Al-IHSAN, he said, it is أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه. That you should worship Allah, that you should serve Allah as though you're seeing Him. فإن لم تكن تراه, for if you cannot see Him, فإنه يراك, surely He is seeing you, and you should have that consciousness. But when Musa alayhi salam went up the mountain, Mount Sinai, did he not ask? I told you last night, the test of true love in the heart. If you say you have love in your heart, then you would long with a great, 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 great longing to see the face of the one you love. If you had to wait 1,000 years, you will wait, even for a glimpse of the one you love. If you have to walk 1,000 miles, you would do it gladly, just even for a glimpse of the face of the one you love. This is love. When the world will come to an end, none of us knows. I said in my previous lectures, by my calculation, using the ahadith and using external observation, that I expect sometime within the next 50 years that the Muslim army will come and destroy the state of Israel. One fellow responded to me from Pakistan. He says, Sheikh, I can't wait for 50 years. That's too long. Too long. This next 50 years are going to be the worst in our history. The greatest suffering, the greatest oppression will come these next 50 years. The wickedness of the wickedest of the wickedest of the people will be the rulers of the people. And mercilessly and shamelessly will they be attacking Islam while hiding behind a curtain called terrorism. So watch it. If you want to be a part-time Muslim, no problem. No problem. But the minute you want to be a true servant of Allah, they're coming after you. When they come after you, you better have protection from Allah. If you're not reciting Surah Al-Kahf every Friday, they're going to cut you down. They're going to cut you down. But while it is only Allah who knows when the last day will come, the Quran tells us that the heart of the believer always feels that it is close, while the disbeliever always thinks it's far away. And then came question 5, which teaches us the application of spirituality, of Al-IHSAN. How do you apply it? What is its practical utility? The stranger asked, well, what are the signs of the last day? And the Prophet replied, and he said, number 1, 2 things. He said, number 1, you will find a naked, barefooted shepherd, meaning people who have the brains, the intellectual acumen of naked, barefooted shepherds. You will see them competing with each other to build high-rise buildings. I have the tallest building in the world. They have the intellectual acumen of naked, barefooted shepherds. Why? Because they measure progress this way. When we have built the tallest building in the world, and we have built the grandest airport in the world, and we built all these PR projects which makes our place look like heaven, we have achieved progress. And so they measure progress with PR projects. And Allah says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. You should not measure progress with high-rise buildings. Rather measure progress with how much fear of Allah is there in the heart. You have none. Yes, you built the tallest building, but you have no fear of Allah in your heart. So you and all those who stand with you represent no progress at all. But he is underneath a mango tree, making shoes as a shoemaker. But in his heart there is the fear of his Lord. He is superior to you. When you see a world acclaiming those who build these high-rise buildings, the tallest building in the world, and the world considers that to be progress, and the world looks down upon this one who has the fear of Allah in his heart, you know, that is a major sign of the last day. But how many can see it today? And how many are fooled?